Hey everyone, long time no see. Well, anyways, welcome back to another chapter of From Ashes to a New Beginning. And if you haven't noticed, October's here. And if you don't know much about me, October is one of my favorite months because Halloween is my favorite holiday. I didn't have time to write a new series for Halloween as my wedding is literally a month away. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, the artwork was done by my good friend Maddie Kitty in 1997, otherwise known as Pastelkittygoreart. For my voice actors, Adrien and Cat Noir will be voiced by Diz. I'll be voicing Marinette, Ladybug, and the Narrator. Luka and Plag will be voiced by TitaniumKitten. Tikki will be voiced by Etsuko. And as always, if you're enjoying the series, hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to comment. Now, Chapter 39, A Forgotten Friend. Wait, what? Marinette said, stepping backwards. A memory flashed through her mind as she remembered handing Miraculous to Alia, watching her transform into Rena Rouge, and Nino into Carapace. Marinette looked over at Cat Noir and closed his hand with a frown. If what you said is true, if everything you said is true so far, I can't be Ladybug. Wouldn't that put everyone I know at risk? Marinette said.
Why don't you transform in our bedroom then? We need your memories to come back. I need you, Marinette.
Cat pleaded. I want my memories back too. You don't think I want that? Marinette asked.
I don't know why you're regaining your memories. I thought Guardians were supposed to lose all of their memories forever after getting the Miracle Box. Somehow, you are regaining yours back. I want them to come back as soon as possible.
He explained. I understand that.
No, you don't. I'm the new Guardian. You left me to be the new Guardian with no guidance. I understand why you had to do it, but I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm now left without a partner. I need you.
Cat sighed, trying to hide the hurt and frustration in his voice. Marinette looked at the boy standing in front of her, still holding the earrings out, hoping she would take them from him. She extended her hands toward his hands and forced his fingers shut around the earrings.
But Marinette...
Adrien, I'm not sure why, but I have a feeling there was a reason I left everything up to you. I'm assuming I knew you could do this. I'm sure that I could trust no one else but you for this. Marinette smiled up at him. Cat looked down at his hands and looked at the ladybug earrings that lay there. He looked back up at her with a soft smile.
Would you at least be okay with meeting someone?
Meeting someone? Who? Luka? Marinette questioned.
No. Someone that was there for you even before I was. Someone who gave you guidance.
Cat smiled, putting the earrings back in his ears. Marinette watched closely and heard Cat whisper something. Then suddenly, a little red bug with black dots floated out from behind his back. Huh? A bug? A mouse? A bug mouse? Marinette said, stumbling backwards.
No, it's okay. This is Tikki. She used to be your Kwame.
Cat explained, trying to calm Marinette down.
Hi, Marinette. Do you remember me?
Tikki shyly smiled, trying to keep a positive attitude, though she wasn't sure why Cat Noir forced Tikki to show herself to Marinette. Marinette looked at Cat Noir and saw him smiling at her, and then looked at the little red floating creature near them. Marinette swallowed and hesitantly approached it, with Cat Noir by her side. Marinette examined the so-called Tikki, and another memory flashed through her mind. Marinette felt dizzy and lost her footing as Cat Noir grabbed her to keep her balanced.
Are you okay?
He asked. I think so. I saw Tikki. And a lot of other memories, Marinette said.
A lot? What all did you see?
Kat smiled. I have a headache. Can we go home? Marinette said, holding her head in pain. Kat looked down at Marinette worriedly, and then turned to Tikki. Tikki frowned, keeping her distance for Marinette's sake, but all she wanted to do was be there for her friend. Kat nodded and picked Marinette up once again. He hurried back to their home and pushed his window open with his foot once they got there. He jumped inside, looking around the darkened room to make sure no one was around this time. The room was empty. Good. He walked over to the bed and laid her down under the blankets and covered her up under them. He stood up and sighed, looking over to Tikki with another worried look. Marinette was still holding her head in pain as she lay under the blanket in the dark. Kat walked over to Tikki, who sat near the piano, to give Marinette some room. Kat de-transformed and gave Plag some cheese. Adrien sat down and looked at Tikki, waiting for the dreaded talk to begin.
Adrien.
Tikki started with the worried face.
I know what you're going to say, Tikki.
Adrien interrupted her. Tikki frowned, seeing that Adrien was conflicted.
I shouldn't have pushed that information onto Marinette, but she's a Ladybug. She is regaining her memories. What if by doing this, she regains them all back?
Adrien tried to give some slight light to the situation.
What if it hurts her because you forced it to happen?
Tikki frowned. Adrien looked down at his feet, knowing what Tikki said could be true. He wanted everything to go back to normal so bad. He didn't want to lose anyone else. He should have taken her feelings into account.
It's alright, kid. But what we've seen through the years, she's tough. She'll get through this,
Plag said, floating over.
Plag, this is serious. I know you're trying to cheer him up, but sometimes people don't just pull through because they're tough. Adrien could have hurt Marinette. We still don't know what is going on in her mind right now. No guardian to our knowledge has regained their memories,
Tikki said, turning to look at Marinette. Adrien and Plag turned to Marinette and saw that she seemed to be asleep, and her headache seemed to be gone for now. That was good at the very least.
We will talk to her in the morning, since she has seen us now and knows who you are,
Tikki explained.
All right, Tikki. Good night.
Adrien said, standing up and then changed into his pajamas before walking over to the bed. Adrien looked down at Marinette, who was asleep in his bed, and his heart started to thump faster. He pulled the blankets back and slid himself in, pulling the blankets back over himself. He plugged his cell phone in to charge and set the alarm for the morning, then lay down. He laid his head down on the pillow, turned toward Marinette. He silently played the years they knew each other through his mind, from being in high school, not knowing their identities, to where they were now. All of the good and bad times they shared. Eventually, he fell asleep thinking about the life they spent together, and found himself being awakened to his alarm going off. He turned over and picked up his phone and turned it off. Adrien turned back over and saw Marinette still asleep beside him. He just lay there, staring at her, and before he knew it, tears started to form in his eyes. He was angry and hurt. He wanted Marinette to remember everything. He just wanted to hold her and hug her and kiss her, but he couldn't. Yeah, Marinette knows him and likes him. Right now, she doesn't love him. Adrien wiped his eyes and sat up with a huff as he looked outside. The sun was rising over the nearby buildings and trees, causing sunlight to hit his eyes. He felt the bed move and saw Marinette sit up beside him and wipe her eyes as she yawned.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
He asked. I feel a little better. My head still hurts a little, but not too bad," Marinette said, getting out of bed to go into the bathroom. Adrien watched the bathroom door shut and heard the water running. She was taking her morning shower like she always did. Regardless of the fact she lost her memory, she still did her normal routines. Adrien fell back onto his pillow with a hard huff and frustration and felt his phone vibrate beside him. He turned his head and picked it up. It was Luka.
This early?
Adrien said to himself, opening the text to see what he had texted him.
Hey man, care if a few people join me?
Adrien furrowed his brow. Why would Luka bring people here knowing Marinette lost her memory? Did he want them to find out she was Ladybug? What were his motives? His real motives?
Who all are you inviting exactly?
Only Kagami and Alix.
Alix? Why Alix?
You're fine with your ex coming but questioning why Alix is coming?
Well, Alix doesn't really speak to any of us. I was just wondering why now?
No clue. She saw Kagami and I walking and ran up to us, and she asked if we were going to go see Marinette. I told her we were and she asked to come.
Adrien stared at his phone screen. How did Alix know they were coming to see Marinette? Guess there was no hiding the truth from her. She probably already knew about him being the guardian.
Oh yeah, sure. Tell them they can all come. Marinette is taking a shower right now. Meet in an hour?
Sounds good.
Adrien put his phone to the side and locked it, standing back up. He changed into his clothes for the day and walked over to the bathroom. He knocked on the door lightly as he didn't hear the water running. He knew she wouldn't do anything too embarrassing, as she knew he was in the room when she went to take a shower, so he was safe.
Marinette? Luka, Kagami, and Alix will be here in an hour. Will you be ready?
Adrien asked, leaning on the wall, waiting for a response. Yeah. Adrien? She said with a stutter.
Yeah. What is it?
He said, hearing the familiar embarrassing stutter she always did. What could she have done this time? He could have sworn there was no way she could do anything embarrassing right now. He couldn't see her half-dressed because he was leaning on the wall, so even if she did open the door by accident to talk to him, he wouldn't see her. He left plenty of towels in the bathroom for her. There were plenty of shampoos and conditioners to choose from as well. So why was she so nervous? I forgot my clothes, she said with a squeak.
Your clothes? Do you mean all of them?
He said, his face turning pink. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you can go check out some of my other videos, like Thunderstorms, which is Season 1, Downpour, which is Season 2 of Thunderstorms, The Butterfly That Brought Us Together, and so on. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!